WBO junior middleweight champion Tim Tszyu 23-0-17, says he won't feel like a real world champion until he has his hand raised after defeating Brian Mendoza 22-16 at the Gold Coast Convention and Exhibition Centre in Broadbeach, Australia on October 15. The 28-year-old Sydneysider earned the WBO interim title when he faced former WBC champion Tony Harrison 29-121 in April, knocking him out in 9. Tszyu was the WBO #1 contender at the time and was waiting for his mandatory title shot against undisputed champion Jermell Charlo 35-119, who was recovering from a hand injury at the time. Houston's Charlo, 33, got the call up to jump 2 weight divisions to face Mexican superstar and undisputed super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez 62-39 in Las Vegas last weekend. It was an offer too good to refuse. Charlo lost the fight on points and was stripped of his WBO 154-pound belt the moment the first bell rang, with Tszyu elevated to full champion in his place. But being anointed champion without a fight doesn't sit well with Tszyu. There was no celebration, no nothing when Charlo stepped in the ring against Canelo and I became world champion, Tszyu said. I'll feel like a world champion once this fight with Mendoza is done. I want to earn it that way. Brian and I are both in that top 1% of fighters in the world. He's a style I haven't faced before and I know he thrives on that underdog mentality, so he of course has my respect. But he's in there with someone that's a different breed and it's not going to end well for him. I promise to turn any remaining non-believers into believers. This is my time and my division now. Tszyu panned Charlo's performance against Alvarez, saying he boxed only to survive, not to win. He calls himself the Lion, but that wasn't a Lion's performance. It was a scared performance, Tszyu said to Code Sports. It's just heart. That's my opinion. I've never seen him as a savage. I see world champions, some of them are savages, just going beast mode, but I've never seen that in Charlo. Before his latest fight, Charlo was asked by Australian broadcaster Ben Damon of Main Event for his thoughts on Tszyu. I'm going to fight and make quadruple the money he ever will probably see his whole career. Tim Tszyu hasn't done shit in boxing, Charlo said. Mendoza is knocking Tim Tszyu out. Now what you gonna say? Holler at me. Hey Australia, I love you all. I'll be coming over there to eat some kangaroo meat with you, hang out in Sydney and party with you all. Charlo also took aim at Tszyu's path to the championship. Right now Tim Tszyu is considered a paper champion, he said. If he gets the WBO belt and they elevate him, he's a paper champion. A champion that didn't have to do anything. A spar champion. I had to knock everybody out for my belts. So if Tszyu is watching, hey, don't be too high up on your horse because you didn't do nothing in boxing. Tszyu laughed off Charlo's inability to pronounce his name correctly. There's history behind us, but I've never said anything to him to trigger him, Tszyu said to Code Sports. I think he's just illiterate and he can't speak properly. You can make him try and say that word. But he can't say it, the poor bloke.